Double check here. Make sure we are good. Yep, looks like we're good. All right. One second, folks. Get set up here. So I think that's it. Go to Steam. And pretty much wait for the game to boot up.
Sports. It's in the game.
World champion! Oh my God! I can't believe it! Thank you so much, guys. I got the feeling I should hold on, but I've been leaning on the wrong one too long. If I could only see what I've done.
One thing I will say about F124 and F125 is that I've liked the music on both versions. A little bit different, but so I am gonna have to go to safe music. Soundtrack. Let's see here. Theme, soundtrack, playlist. What the hell? Let's just let it go. Let's just let it go. Listen to some good music. All right, folks. What is good? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless, one of the man, Lincoln Clay, and we are back with our first stream of F125. I guess the first thing that I'll say about this game is that this EA really dropped the ball with the distribution of this game, because when Lewis Hamilton made the move to Ferrari, I already knew that in some capacity he was going to be on the cover. I think I got to turn this down though a little bit. Okay. All right, I'll leave it there. If you feel like you can't hear enough of the game, let me know, and then I'll turn it back up. But when Lewis Hamilton made the move to Ferrari, I knew that he was going to be on the cover of F125 in some capacity, whether it was the standard version or whether it was the Ultimate Edition, iconic version, what have you. And in this case, it's the iconic version. So I actually plan to buy this game twice. I plan to buy it digital on Steam for the VR, and then I had planned to buy a physical version for the PS5. I plan to buy the iconic edition because I wanted the cover with Lewis Hamilton on it. Well, it appears that there is no physical editions of the iconic edition. So I've checked the local chains. In my case, here in Grand Rapids, the major chains are Target, Walmart, Myers, Best Buy, GameStop, I checked all of them, and none of them have a physical edition, have a physical version of the Iconic Edition. Which means, in my opinion, that EA didn't make it because they probably didn't want to spend the money to have physical versions made of the Iconic Edition. And how they didn't do that is beyond me, because this would have been a collector's edition. I saw no point in buying the Iconic Edition if I can't have something physical with Lewis Hamilton on the front of it, because he is without a doubt my favorite driver. And when Lewis Hamilton is done with Ferrari, who knows if he's going to retire or not? You know, especially with the situation that he's in right now, with some people thinking that he's not what he was. So that it could be mounting pressure for him to retire and go out gracefully or something. Who knows? So there's that. I did take a look at this game on both this computer and my streaming PC, which has a 3070 Ti in it. And I guess, how do I start? Because I feel it might be easier to talk right here versus talking in game. So I guess I'll just get right to it. On my streaming PC, the headset's resolution was set natively at 1844p, but in the game, through Steam VR, I had the resolution upscaled to 2448p. And I ran a benchmark on that PC, and I don't think it looked good. Now, I don't think it was that much the game. But honestly speaking, depending on what game it is, I feel like you're gonna need a PC. Like with these hybrid games, you're gonna need a PC, in my opinion, that can upscale the resolution to 3000p in order to get anywhere close to what the game looks like flat screen. Now, I did run a benchmark on my streaming PC. I ran two benchmarks, one flat screen, one in VR. The flat screen benchmark, it was surprisingly, it was at 1080p, ultra max settings, and I think it got as high as 140 frames per second. And then as far as the VR goes, because I was using my Quest Pro and it only goes up to 90 hertz, it was never going to go higher than that. But it started out slow, and then it did climb up to 90 frames per second and stayed there. But I had the graphical settings set to low. And frankly, it didn't look that good. So that brings me back to saying that I think you need a PC like this type of game. I think in order to get this game to look good and immersive, you're going to need a PC that can upscale the resolution to at least 3000p. So in that aspect, I would recommend that if you're going to build a PC for sim racing, sim racing in VR, I think you're going to need a 3080 Ti to get a good all-around experience. From there, the better the equipment, the better the experience is going to be. So let's go ahead and do a couple of laps. And I guess I'll give you my thoughts on what I'm seeing in VR and the gameplay, the physics, and all that stuff. So we'll do a few laps around Barcelona because that is the real life race tomorrow. In fact, as we speak, qualifying is going on, and I was watching that, and I wanted to keep watching that, but I had already committed to what time I was going to start this stream. So
It's race day here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. Track that's certainly seen a fair share of electrifying races over the past few years. And there are no doubts that today's race will be just as brilliant. It's an updated track at Catalunya, and the popular opinion in the paddock is that we never wanted the chicane in the first place. That's now been gone, the final corner is much faster, and at 2.9 miles and 14 turns, we await the Spanish Grand Prix. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Andrea Kimi Antonelli lines up on pole position. And starting next to them is George Russell.
His teammate,
as we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Tsunoda, Verstappen, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Leclerc, Piastri,
they're
Norris,
doing this by teammates.
Fernando Alonso,
But
and
not
Liam
even.
Lawson,
Not there.
Sainz, Stroll, Isaac Hadjar.
I think
Alongside
Isaac.
me for the first time this season.
I
here
think
in the
Isaac
commentary
Hatcher
box,
might be the most
Barry Schiff.
consistent out of the rookies.
Now, Ant, you always tell me you know Barcelona.
But I
almost
think
as
Kimi
well as you know the
Antonelli
back of
can.
your
I
hand.
think he has the potential
Given
to be
amount
the
of
best
testing
out of
that
the
goes on
rookies.
here and the amount of laps that you and all the other
But
drivers have
in
done,
all
what are
fairness,
the
I think
challenges that are left
Kimi
when it comes
Antonelli
to
might
the
have a
race?
better
Well,
car
this
than
certainly
Isaac
is his
Hatcher.
favorite track when it
I
comes
think
to
if
testing. And I'll tell you why
Isaac
that is.
Hatcher
It's
was to
because
be
it offers up
elevated
so
and
much
take the number 2
variation.
spot next
You've
to
got
Max
corners that are
Verstappen, I
fast,
think
that
he
are
would.
slow, that
I
are
think he
long,
might
that
be
are
able to
short.
match
So
Kimi
there's a lot to
Antonelli
think
blow
about
for
and a
blow
lot
in
to
terms of
work with.
potential,
But T9
but
is one of my personal
consistency, yeah, he's been.
favorites because
I
it
think
is
he's
so
been the most
challenging.
consistent rookie
Every time you get there, you think,
since
should I
that
lift? Should I
bad
stay flat?
opening
Well, I
race
tell
where
you,
he spun out
stay
and wrecked the
flat.
car
Commit.
on warm-up laps.
Radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, so starting off on F124, when you would look around like this, it would be really jittery. It's still like that now, but not really. I mean, what I'm seeing is I'll turn my head and then I'll see a quick flicker in there. There's still a slight bit of jitteriness, but just barely. But it's definitely a massive improvement from F124. Visually, the sharpness inside the car has always been razor sharp with F124. In fact, when I did my last stream and I gave my thoughts on what I thought was the top 5 best VR sims, I had F124 at number 3. The only reason, if it wasn't for the softness in the distance, I would have had it number 1. Because I mean, inside this wheel, the details is just the sharpness and the details just incredible. It's just when you look into the distance on F124, it was soft enough that you could almost get the impression that, yeah, they turned it down the distance a little bit so this game can run good. And they sort of did that with this game, but they did it in a GT7 way. Now I'll explain as we're putting around, but to finish up what I'm saying visually, in the distance, it's not sharp. But it looks, a case could be made that it looks a little bit cleaner than F124 was. So let's do a couple of laps, and then I'll talk about what I'm seeing. If you guys don't see it already, there's going to be a trade-off. The one bad thing about the F1 games, streaming them in VR. If I use the game's companion app, which I'm doing right now, you guys are going to see a stretch picture. It's going to stretch from east to west, whereas if I use the Oculus mirror, you're going to see one-to-one what I'm seeing. The picture's not going to be stretched. The problem with that is when I navigate through the menus, I have to hold my head still in order for you guys to see what I'm seeing. So there's a trade-off either way. If I use the Oculus mirror when I'm in the car driving, you guys will see it the way I'm seeing it. But when I'm going through the menus, I have to hold my head still. This right here, what I'm doing, you guys are going to see a stretch picture. But when I go through the menus, you will see a fixed screen and you will see exactly what I'm seeing. So it won't be hard to like figure out what I'm doing when I'm navigating through the menus. So, all right, let's go ahead. Let's get the, I think that's good. So I had to map out my wheel, but I didn't map out the standings, delta, all that stuff yet. Now, I can tell you, out of the box, this runs buttery smooth, unlike F124. It was jittery. Oh, whew. I don't have any assist or traction control or anti-lock brakes turned on. It's on expert.
Now use DRS. DRS now available.
Ooh.
Good job. Nice overtake. Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy. Tyre condition still looking good.
Ooh, Charles. Your teammate, man. Ooh.
So sorry, guys.
Nah, we gonna cancel. Okay, we're gonna do this again in a second, but it was hard to tell you guys what I was seeing because I was so wrapped up in the game. But the game ran, it runs buttery smooth in VR.
And in the end,
I'm
the
running it at
worst man for stopping, Max Verstappen. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to...
We'll advance it. So I'm running it at 90 frames per second. I am running it at medium settings because I really didn't see much of a difference, you know, between high and ultra settings in VR. So I just left it at VR. I just left it at medium settings so it doesn't tax the, you know, so it doesn't tax my PC. But yeah, it could, if it came down to it, yeah, I could still run it at ultra settings and it would have, you know, it would add probably minimum to moderate weight on the performance. Yeah, we'll do this one more time. See what we got for difficulty. AI difficulty. Let's turn that up. Yeah, let's do that. Since everything should be turned off. Whether, no, I don't. Yeah, let's see how it looks with overcast. So, before I dive back into another race, I'll just quickly say it ran buttery smooth. I could choose to run it at ultra settings if I want to. The big trade-off that I was seeing as far as the performance goes, yes, it's running buttery smooth, but I do notice more pop-ins. When the cars get closer that I'm catching up to, I do see a little bit of pop-in. The track detail, like the trees, I don't know, they look a little bit downgraded in the distance. But, I mean, you're not going to be paying attention to that at 200 miles an hour. So, definitely it runs better out of the box. That is for certain. But I think they took a trade-off of maybe downgrading what might not be important in favor of the performance.
Well,
Okay, mate. Radio check, please. Radio check. Radio check.
All right, let's go.
Ha ha ha. Said. LOL, this is just a F1 version of the yearly COD.
Yeah, you can say that. I mean, they made some tweaks. You can say it's the same F1 game each year, just with a few tweaks. But the only thing I really cared about was the VR being improved out of the box. And it does run better, but it comes at the price of, I feel like they made it down. They may have what's the word I'm looking for? You know, with some of the cars, I do notice pop-ins when I get closer to them. And then as far as like the track detail, the trees and stuff like that, when you see them in the distance, they look a little bit downgraded.
DRS VRS now enabled. VRS enabled. Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past.
Oh, something else I want to show you guys too. This game doesn't get enough credit for the attention to detail. Full vehicle, full race update.
Systems all looking good. Head down. Okay, final lap. Let's go. Final lap.
Okay, since this is the last lap,
George Browski.
let me show you guys right here.
So cool.
Okay, look at the wheels. I'm going to show you the details right here. Look at the wheels as I slowly drive into the sand. All that build up right there on the tires, the sand, and you see rocks and gravels being kicked up everywhere. And then when I get back on the track, it slowly goes off. It slowly comes off the tire. Look at that. This game just doesn't get enough credit for the attention to detail. The force, something else that I forgot to mention was the force feedback feels a little bit different. It actually feels a little bit, at least with my settings.
Keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 14.3 seconds.
At least with my settings, the force feedback, it feels a little bit coggy and a little bit notchy, which I actually like that.
Star said, screen view 2 straight.
Let me see. Yeah, that's, I mentioned that at the beginning of this stream. That's the trade-off with this game when you're running it in VR. So what I'm doing right now is I'm using the game's companion app to stream this game, and because of that, it's got a stretch picture. So that's the bad thing of. But if when I go into the menus,
race over, black flag within black flagged. Drive carefully back into the pits.
Okay. But when I go into the menus, you guys will be able to see the menus clearly. So the other thing, the other thing is that if I use the Oculus mirror, you guys will see one-to-one what I'm seeing. You won't see a stretch picture. The problem with that is, if I go into the menus, I have to hold my head still in order for you guys to see the menus. So I know a lot of people don't like that stretch screen, but I did it like this anyway in order for you guys to be able to see,
And with that,
you know,
we
me
wrap
being
up
going
another
through the
weekend
menus.
of motorsport action, but with more races lined up, be sure to join.
So I'll show you what I mean here in a second. So like this particular screen right here, if I was using the Oculus mirror, if I started moving my head around, the screen will start jumping around all over the place and you guys won't be able to see what I'm doing. So right here, going into this menu screen right here, you guys will not be able to see it. You would not be able to see a fixed screen. As I would move my head around and look around, that's exactly what you guys would see, and that would be annoying too. So the next time I stream this game, sure, I can use the Oculus mirror, and then as far as when I'm inside the car, you guys will see one-to-one what I'm seeing, in the screen won't be stretched. But when I go into the menus, if I don't hold my head still, you know, you guys might get dizzy trying to follow the menu screen. So yeah, there is a trade-off no matter which way I go. Whether I opt for using the companion app or whether I opt for using the Oculus mirror, there's going to be a trade-off. There's going to be something that somebody will see that they'll probably find annoying. So unfortunately, it's not. It's basically a case of me picking my poison, which way I choose to display it. So, but I was saying about the force feedback. It feels a little bit notchy. It feels a little bit coggy. I actually like that, and it actually feels a little bit stronger. So my other sims, Le Mans Ultimate, like I run my base at about 50%. And for the F1 games, I've usually run them at about 35%. Because with these, even if this is considered like an arcadey game, because the cars are so fast, you need cat-like reflexes when driving the car. So it's not a good idea to have the force feedback turned all the way up. So
Wolf Bear said, I believe the Meta Quest 3s and 3 fix the problem as they both have 2 side cams and 2 to 3 in the front.
So that's not the problem, because this Quest Pro has more cameras. It actually has, I think it has 1, 2, 3, 4. This also got about like, I don't know, like 3 more cameras inside for the eye and face tracking and stuff like that. What I'm trying to say is that when I run the companion app through OBS, for some funny reason the screen is stretched. If I want to show you guys the gameplay without a stretched screen, I have to use the Oculus mirror. But both of them have their trade-offs. If I use the companion app, you guys will see a stretched screen when I'm in the car, but the menus will be just fine. You know, the menus will look like you'll see a regular fixed picture. But if I switch up and go to the Oculus mirror, inside the car will be just fine. You guys will see a what looks like a regular picture. But when I go into the menus, if I move my head around, then you guys will see the menu like flying all over the place. And this has been a problem with the F1 games for the past 3 years. It's just part of the way they deliver the game, I guess. So I guess what I'm trying to say is they have not 100% mastered the VR. What's this F1 the movie stuff? I haven't even taken a look at that. At the request of his old friend and teammate Ruben Cervantes, former Formula 1 driver Sonny Hayes arrives for APX GP's circuit test day, but he'll have to show them all that he still has what it takes behind the wheel. So, oh, I get what it. You're playing out parts. So let's see if there's some cinematics. So you're playing out parts of the movie, but let's see if there's some cinematics in it. Because I actually wanted to go see this movie, but Carlos Sainz pretty much killed that.
New wing, new side pods. Any changes to the floor?
Not the 8 other drivers wouldn't have figured out.
That's why they call me Lucky Number 9.
Listen, it's been a while since you've driven there, mate, yeah? The balance on these cars are tricky, so be careful turn 1 and 9. Wouldn't want to see you get hurt.
How about we set a reasonable target? Give me the same setup as him. If I can't post a lap time within a second of JP's, then I will promptly see myself out, and you're free to take a shot at Lucky Number 10. 10?
10.
10.
Who's JP?
Be careful on the curb. Default mode, which is 1, 2, back to 3. Differential 1, 2, 4, DRS. He raced with Ruben. He raced with Schumacher. With Senna.
Oh, shoot!
Right, Sonny, I'm not saying it's been a while since you've been in an F1 car, but, you know, it's been a while since you've been in an F1 car, so take it easy on this outlap and just get gently acquainted with the car, eh?
Oh, shite. Oh my God! I think I still saw dirt on the track from the last lap. From the last lap when I went into the sand.
Right, that is solid stuff, mate. I like it. Now I want to see if we can get you within a second of Joshua's time. So let's push now. That little clip right there is actually making me curious about wanting to go see the movie. Because they did a like a private screening for all the F1 drivers. They were in a private theater, and most of them showed up.
Wolf said, "Is it stretched out for you?"
No, it's not stretched out in the headset. It's something about the way me running this game through OBS is showing you guys a stretched screen. The only way I can fix that is to use the Oculus mirror. That way you guys will see a, you know what? Let me go ahead and do that right now. I'll change it right now. So hold on a second, folks. Well, give me a second. Okay, so now I'm using the Oculus mirror, and this is the trade-off of using the Oculus mirror. So now, when I look around, this is what you guys see. I have to hold my head still, because if my head moves around, you guys are going to see the picture floating all over the place. Now I'm going to jump in the cockpit of the car, and you guys will see that it won't look so stretched. Because I know that stretched screen annoys everyone, but if I go into the menus like I'm doing right now, if I don't hold my head still, you guys are going to see the menus floating all over the place, and that's going to be annoying. So it's pick your poison. Do you guys want to see a fixed menu where the menu's not floating all over the place, or do you want to see me sitting in the car where it's not stretched?
I can make a chick in my sleep. I stay in my lane like a street. Only want the rain for a week.
You know what? Monaco can be a very boring race because there's nowhere to pass. But I do think it is a challenging track, though. Let's go ahead and do this once. I've seen other content creators stream or upload a video of this game in VR, and they had the same stretch screen too. So I'm assuming that it's something to do with the broadcasting software.
Claustrophobic challenge, one that over the course of a lap sees us
because in the
tour
headset,
entire
I do not see a stretch screen. Everything is great inside the headset.
Radio check, radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, so now you guys should not see a stretch screen. It should look normal now.
Okay, I've got a brand new race strategy on your MFT if you want to go and check it out.
Nice. And I'm going to change.
Okay, give me a quick radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio.
Radio check.
Okay.
Okay, mate, that was an illegal manoeuvre. You've got to cede that position or we'll receive a penalty. Okay, DRS is now available. We've got a lot of spare energy. Okay to use your overtake button. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. Gap to your teammate ahead, 0.0 seconds.
Oh, shite!
Okay, you have some front wing damage, but not enough to justify a stop in the remaining laps.
I just snapped off a piece of the wing. So the car's gonna handle like dog shit now.
Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push. Okay, this is your final lap of the race.
checkered flag.
No, it's not the result we wanted, but still did a really great job during the weekend. So pit stops, thanks.
Yeah.
And an award-winning day for Oscar Piastri.
Okay, so that's
It's
the
what
trade-off.
every driver imagines when they start out on their long road towards Formula One. And for our lucky three today, here's the podium waiting for them. They give out trophies for the winners. Today, they're Oscars. Your winner today, Oscar Piastri. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing.
Okay, so that go round, you guys should have seen at least when I'm driving, the screen should not have been stretched. But now the trade-off is we're in the menus, and if I look around, you guys are going to see the menus floating all over the place. Let's try a different track. I suck at Shanghai. Jeddah's, as far as F1 track goes, Jeddah's my favorite track. We just did Monaco. This is Red Bull reversed. Some of the tracks are reversed. We monkeyed around with Silverstone. Spa's ever so popular. Monza, Circuit of the Americas. Yeah, Las Vegas is a funky looking track, and Qatar. I'm not a fan of this track either. Yeah, let's do Suzuka. I haven't been on Suzuka in any track in a while. Yeah, let's do Suzuka.
After a fantastic qualifying yesterday, it's finally time. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what...
All right, let's have a quick radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
And this is another reason why I love F1. You look up in the stands, and those are 3D. Those are 3D NPCs, and they're moving. So the fans, it looks alive. Whereas other games have 3D spinning cutouts, and I think this is another reason why I think some of the criticism on this game about the performance in VR can be a little bit harsh, because hybrid games that run both in VR and flat screen are very demanding, and they have to take shortcuts in the name of performance. The past few years with this game, the VR is launched, and it would launch in a shaky state, but they would optimize it in the coming weeks. So, I mean, in my case, it runs great. But if there's any more optimizing they feel needs to get done, it'll get done in the coming weeks. So like maybe the mid to low range PCs will benefit from that. So let's go ahead and go.
Now use DRS. DRS now available. You might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible.
Oof! Oh! Damn it. That was shaping up to be a good race, too.
Okay, radio check, radio check.
Radio check.
Also like the big Jumbotron they got up there, too, that's following my head movement. The mirrors, the detail in the mirrors. So, I mean, this game just doesn't get enough credit for the attention to detail. And as far as I know, this is the only racing game in VR, this crossplay with other platforms. I mean, yeah, iRacing and Le Mans Ultimate, Automobilista 2, yeah, they have VR support, but they're only on PC. They're not on console. And I think, ironically, I think EA has the only other hybrid game this crossplay, and that would be Star Wars Squadrons. That game's a few years old, but you can be in VR on the original PSVR 1 or PC, and it's still crossplay PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. So, I mean, that's another thing that even though EA has been a villain for a lot of years, that's something else they don't get credit for. I haven't liked EA for a lot of years, but I'll give them the flowers when they deserve it. And I think sometimes with this game, all people really see is this is the same game every year. When you're racing flat screen, it doesn't take much hardware to run this game beautifully. I mean, because the game looks beautiful on the PlayStation. You know, I haven't played this game on the PlayStation, but I've seen enough videos to, take a pretty good guess that it looks beautiful on the PlayStation. But when you get into the VR part of it, I think that's where this game is can take some harsh criticism. And so yeah, but it runs beautiful. And like being honest, there is some pop in, at least with the cars. I think if they would have been able to change the pop in to happen with the environment rather than the cars, it would be a little more immersive, because that can be a little bit distractive when I'm closing in on a car trying to overtake them.
Said, hey everybody, look over there, it's the godfather of VR, Lincoln Clay.
Hey, what's up, guy? How you doing? Thank you.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled.
Oh, if those tires touch that tarmac, it definitely wants to go loose.
Battery charge is high.
Hey,
Let's use that overtake button a bit more.
Doing good, man. You are correct, this game is awesome on my OLED screen, just too janky on my VR headset.
Woo! But I'm not experiencing any jank, you know, because I got a pretty beefy PC. The only jank I see is at race start when I'm sitting at the grid and I'm looking around the environment. It can get a little bit jittery, but like as far as driving goes, no, it's pretty smooth.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Hey man. Said, I have a 4080 with PSVR 2 headset.
Oh shoot, you shouldn't be experiencing any problems then. For the most part, I mean, as far as when you're actually driving in the car, it should still be running smoothly. I was about to be overtaken.
Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past. Right, the gap to the teammate ahead of us, 0.0 seconds.
Amen. Said. I will try it again then. I haven't been in it for a while.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you've just started the final lap of the race. Final lap.
Fun.
Checkered flag.
That was a long, slow and tough
14.
It's another victory and a champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
A great victory in their own right today, Crofty, but you know there's more to it than that as well. They're here on home soil for the power unit supplier, and that means a lot to them, and it means a lot to the team as well.
All right, I think I got one more in me. Or maybe, I don't know. Let's see what's out there as far as multiplayer goes.
It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action.
Yeah, let's see what we got for multiplayer. It's probably gonna be people in here using controllers. He's got 3 in there, but his connection's not that good. Las Vegas? Nah, I'm not trying to mess with Las Vegas. Round 6 of 7. There's only 2 people in there. Spain. Unfortunately, if you come in the middle of a race, you're basically spectating until the next session. You cannot participate in it, but will be able to join at the start of the next session. Yeah. Might have to create my own session in order to get in one. This is Great Britain reverse. I'm not trying to do that. There's only one person in there. All the top teams are taken. So I'll choose the Racing Bull. Damn, somebody just took Isaac Hadjar. Look like Nico's the only one left I can take. This is Australia. I'm slightly familiar with this track, but probably not going to be fast enough to do anything. Nothing worth talking about. And if it would have been Spa, Mazda, you know, the normal popular tracks that's on other sims, then yeah, I would have felt pretty good about my chances. All right, here we go. Multiplayer. Steam. I see a PlayStation. I only see one Xbox in here. But I think I'm seeing mostly PlayStation people in here.
Okay, the start was fine. Let's try and move forward. Okay, DRS is now available. Okay, clear. Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push. Okay, we lost the position. Try to keep focus. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilise some of this energy. Come on. Yellow flag.
Oh.
Don't forget, you've got more control than ever over your EOS mode, so play around with them in your MFD. Green flag.
Ah.
Okay, mate, this is the final lap of the race. Final lap.
We have to remember these days, because there's no guarantee that they'll last forever. Enjoy them as long as they last. I love you guys.
Oh well, I know I could do better if I knew this track. And the other thing is, this is part of what I think they did in terms of moving assets around and stuff, is that the brake markers aren't coming into view until I'm right up on them. You know, in terms of the clarity. Let's see what the next track is, because I gotta head out here pretty soon to go pick up my son. But if the next track is a track that I like, I might be able to squeeze one more race in. This is a different type of racing versus GTE.
Amen. Said. It looks great from here.
Yeah, I had to switch over to the Oculus mirror because before people were complaining about the screen being stretched this way, the Oculus mirror makes it look square. Where we at? Where we at? New track, new track.
V. Robin said, dude, I think your voice chat is still on.
Yeah, it's still on. If you're talking about in-game voice chat, I don't know. Oh yeah, it is.
Joby Doby said, I would recommend upshifting as soon as you see the purple bit on your wheel. What you are currently doing will wear the engine.
All right. Yeah, it appears when I talk, it's
V Robin said, "Yeah, in game, I am in your lobby and suddenly heard you talking a lot of nonsense to yourself, LMAO."
Oh, I'm streaming. That's why. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm live on YouTube, so I'll have to find out where to turn it off at. So because I'm still talking to the audience, but I'm sure the lobby probably wants me to shut my yap. So.
V Robin said, "Nah, bro, it's completely fine, XD."
All right, thanks. Oh, we're at a molar. We're at a molar. I know this track should be able to do something. Should be able to make something happen. Imola, as they say. In any case, welcome to the stream, even though you were brought here under what might be some annoying circumstances. Appreciate you popping in. Let me know that I'm still yapping in the in-game chat. When I came into the session, I was going to pick Isaac Hadjar because he was the only one available that I like. Somebody snatched him, so I'm Nico Hulkenberg. Let's go.
Joby Doby said, "How much does a setup like this cost?"
It costs a lot of money because it's not just the cockpit. It's having a PC strong enough to run all this stuff. These dudes pushing each other off the track.
Focus now for the rest of the race. Now use DRS. DRS now available. Tyre condition still looking good.
Yeah, I see the DRS kicking in. He's going to get me.
Okay, clear.
Hey man. Said. About the price of a good used car.
Probably. I'll be more specific after this race.
Okay, you're in the top 10.
I was in the top 10.
Okay, gap to the car ahead, 1.6 seconds. Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home. Yellow flag. Green flag.
Nothing I can do. You got underneath me. You know what? I'm gonna, let's see what the next race is. I might be able to do one more. Okay, so about my setup. It was a lot of money, but you don't have to spend as much money as I did. Especially these days, I think the racing cockpits are actually gotten kind of cheaper because there's so much competition these days. So, starting with this racing cockpit that I'm sitting in, I paid $900 for it. It is a GT Omega Prime. You don't have to spend that much money for a good rig these days. You can probably get a decent rig for about half that these days. You know, it won't be the aluminum extrusions like what I'm sitting in right now, but you can still get a good, I think you can still get a good solid rig for $500 to $600. This wheelbase is a Fanatec Podium DD1. At the time that I bought it, it was $1,200 with 20 Newton meters of torque. You, like, if I had a chance to do it all over again, you don't need a wheelbase that powerful. I think like a 15 Newton meter wheelbase will still be more than enough, and you could probably get one of those I don't know, like the Fanatec one, I think might be like $800-900, so you can save a few $100 there and not pay extra for extra power that you'll never use. The pedals, these are V3 pedals. They were almost $400 when I bought them, and you can get load cell pedals now for less than $200, so you can save some money there. What else? The racing wheel, this one right here, is normally like $300. I mean, like $370. I got it for Black Friday for $200. The McLaren GT3 wheel is still an excellent wheel at $200. It is probably the best bang for buck in terms of GT3 wheels. So that's $200. You can save, you know, $100 or $200 there. The computer, in my opinion, the computer is the most important of all of this. This computer that I got, that I'm working off of right now, I got about $4,000 into that computer. You will not have to spend that kind of money. This PC has a 4090 in it. You can, I think a good GPU would be a 3080 Ti.
You hate that you want me. Hate it, but you find it ain't working, cause you're perfect. And I know that you're worth it. I can't walk away. Even though the world went through it and me, you never know just what I would die.
All right. Sorry about that, folks. They're probably, I'm assuming they're just annoyed with me. So yeah, I think if you want to race in VR and you're going to build a computer, I think a 3080 Ti is a good enough GPU that will get you a good experience across the board.
For the love of the game, said. Yet I have a 3060 and it's rough down here.
Yeah, I think I would at least upgrade to a 3080 Ti. My streaming computer has a 3070 Ti. It is hit or miss. Some games it'll run good in VR, some games it won't. So for the people in this lobby, I'm streaming live, and I haven't figured out how to mute myself, mute my microphone. So anyone who doesn't want to hear me, gladly mute me. No offense taken. You can probably hear my alarm going off in the back. It'll probably yap for about another 5 minutes, and then it'll shut off.
Andreas said, "What's up, Link? My brother from across the seas."
How's it going? So it looks like we're back at a molar. He did turn into a ghost in time.
Andreas said, AHH Imola my favorite track in an F1 car. Aqua Minerale is epic.
Yeah, I definitely love Imola. I usually make a mistake and call it Imola.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled. Yellow flag.
Andreas said, I am behind on the F1 game since you and Ham played co-op. I just am finishing up F1 23 and haven't touched 24.
Oh
Heard
my
it's
God.
brutal, but picked it up cheap before this launched.
But I don't play the campaign and stuff like that. I just do a couple of single player races and some multiplayer.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good. Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place.
Andreas said, I'm the opposite. I love the campaign and team stuff, even the cringe story mode breaking point. Online is chaos for my taste and EA microtransactions are a turn off.
The microtransactions on GT7 are even worse.
You're in the top 10 now. Keep it up. Green flag. Okay, gap to the car in front, 3.1 seconds.
Andreas said, no PS5, no cry here. Only tears are for the 5,090 MSRP plus prices. Haha.
Fair enough. He's got his overtake on right now. I'll try to get him on the streets.
Final lap, final lap. Push, push.
Andreas said, so is this as good as everyone is saying? I gotta go back an hour and 40 minutes to get your opening thoughts.
Damn, have I been streaming for that long?
The track is clear, green flag.
That's okay, all things considered. I'm not using any assist, no anti-lock brakes, no traction control, no steering assist, no shit, nothing. So I'll take that. What time is it? I might be able to do one more race because I don't have to, like 1 o'clock is the absolute latest.
Andreas said, must be good if the time is flying.
The thing about the F1 games is, even though I don't play them that much, every time I jump into them, it is a lot of fun. I lose track of time.
I just heard. I respect to me, I respect.
So he did a 1:16.7. I fastest lap. I did a 1:19. So I'm like 2.4 seconds off the leader. I know I can get faster. If I put in the kind of time with this game that I do with Le Mans Ultimate, I know I'd get faster. I could chop off at least a second. I'll give it one more go. Let's see what track we got next. Hey, shit, I got points. I got 4 championship points.
V. Robin said, I did burn up all of my ERS charge though.
Oh, wait a minute, where are you at? Oh, V. Robin, okay, I see you at the top. You're leading with 25 points. I think you also had the fastest lap at 1:16. It's 1:16 something, and I did a 1:19.1. So, would I beat you? No, but I think if I put in the kind of time in this game that I do on, like I said, Le Mans Ultimate, I could shave off at least a point.
Said, you all have a great day. Gotta get back to work.
All right, amen.
Good stream, Lincoln.
Appreciate you popping in. Hope to see you on the next one. May the rest of your day go good.
Gazrally12 said, that sim is sick.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3 Xboxes in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Steamers in here.
Gazrally12 said, I'm still quicker though.
Of course. At this stage, I wouldn't consider myself trash, but I got a long ways to go. Ooh.
Start was okay, now stay alert for threats around you.
Ooh, nice undercut.
Okay, DRS is now available.
Got somebody on my ass.
Okay, clear. Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push.
Oh!
Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. Brilliant, nice move. Keep going.
Sorry, didn't mean to bump you.
Green flag.
Damn it! Getting caught on that tarmac. Broke my back.
Okay, final lap. Let's go. Final lap.
Oof.
Come on, team! This is just the beginning, guys. I'm so proud of you all.
Got a couple of freebies back by some guys going off the track. Took 15. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. These are some intense racing. This is intense racing. $14. Oh shit. Oh, I was way off the leader. He did a 114 flat. 4 seconds slower. Jeez. Austria, I believe this is Red Bull Ring. Oh, shucks. Let's do it. Last one.
Wheels.
Yo. Pretty good lobby too. 21.
Yeah, lobby too. 21.
Okay, the start was fine. Let's try and move forward. Now use DRS. DRS now available. Okay, clear. Got a lot of spare energy. Okay to use your overtake button. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Caution, caution.
Oh shit!
Okay, gap ahead, 0.6 seconds. You might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible. Green flag. Okay, this is your final lap of the race.
Yeah, nice little bump there, man. Looks like I might have taken 10th. Yeah, I took 10th. Who is it? Yeah, Gas Rally 12. He gave me a, yeah, he forced his way underneath, stuck his elbows out, as the saying goes. So, oh well. Did I get some points for that? Oh, I got 1 point. Nice. Damn, Great Britain. Oh my God, Silverstone. I want to stick around for this race, but I got to get going. I got to head out and pick up my son. But this has definitely been a lot of fun. All right, folks, that was a lot of fun. Yeah,
Andreas said, "Take care, man."
Hey, Andreas, appreciate you coming through. Appreciate all of you coming through. I'm not opposed to doing another stream later on this evening. I thought I would end up doing another Le Mans Ultimate stream later on this evening, but I had enough fun with this that I could come back and stream this again later on this evening. So it'll at this point, I'm looking to do another stream this evening, and it will either be this or Le Mans Ultimate. But the way I'm feeling right now, it could be this. Now that I got it through my thick skull, that like especially in Formula One racing, dive bombing and pushing people out of the way and shit like that is just all part of the racing. And
Gazrally 12 said, "GGS."
Hey, Gazrally, good move there when you pushed me out of the way on that last turn. Good move. Hopefully I'll see you again. But if you want, you can send me a friend request and be on the lookout for me the next time I'm online. So yeah, that was fun. I understand, like I said, I got it through my thick skull after all these years that sticking your elbows out is just all part of racing. Yeah, it is what it is. But nothing will ever be as dirty or as blatant as GT7. So the racing on this game, yeah, I can deal with it. I mean,
Gazrally 12 said, "Yeah, sorry about that."
Oh, no, man. That like 5 years ago, I would have been upset about something like that. But now I just understand it's just part of the racing. I mean, like Lewis Hamilton said it like last year. He caused a crash. He tried to dive underneath someone and he caused a crash, and he came back on the radio and said, hey, I saw a gap and I went for it. So what can you do? So so that was on me to defend myself, or saying it another way. If I would have seen you coming, I would have slammed the door on you. So I can't get mad at that. So good move on your part. I'm just more or less laughing that I feel like I got caught napping rather than that being something blatant. So no, it's all good, dude. Hope to see you again on the track. With that, folks, I got to boogie on out of here. Go pick my son up. Hopefully, I'll see everybody later on this evening. Yeah, again, I plan to go live later on this evening, and I really did have a lot of fun with this. Man, I think this might be the longest F1 stream I might have ever done, like 2.5 hours, whatever the case may be. So I'm rambling at this point. Hope to see you all later. Till then, have a good one, everybody. We'll see you later on this evening. Until then, you all know the line. Wakanda forever, long live the king, and deuces. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Dream for more. Spread peace if it's beef the war. Even scores. All the peeps you bought. Raw. Flaws. Never. Killing with the best bits, patience. Militant on exit, bacon. Scorched filaments, raw scores, 4 scores basic. Living in the pause to be caught by the